NEGUS.
NEGUS. What is the language of origin?
NEGUS.
What is the definition?
NEGUS.
NEGUS. NEGUS.
NEGUS.
And Andrew, would you say the word loudly for the judges?
NEGUS.
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 NEGUS. NEGUS. NEGUS.
Authorized writers as authors, dripping pen poison from venom fang fingertips, hand crawling arachnid. Action of frantic outlashes, nullify advantage. I'd like to think I was writing rhymes since I was viewed on my sonograms. Moderate artwork, send over the telegram. Buckle up, I'm a free-minded sword bender on the come up. Put me in the game and I'll knuckle up. Wax on or wax off and get a linear wing chump punch. Why bring careless humility? I spit heat and bring humidity. I have senses keen, this amethyst ring. Proclaim myself king and infiltrated your radio warfare mainstream. You fell down to the evil lady of lust, succubus. Broke off their tree of knowledge and bit. Now the government tells you what's legit. Cut your tongue with the razor so you speak less. You speechless? The life you live is just reckless. Can you feel the otherworldly presence? Probably not, cause your third eye hasn't peaked yet. Peep it, interstellar sequence. But you're just another graduate that became society's reject. Fiending for an awarded Nobel Prize for your intellect to feel needed but never lived a noble life.
Hey you, what are you?
I'll live and die by the sword of my heart, spirit, and mind. Without apparatus adjustments, an abyss of futures past. An evolved toad, sage, amphibian, underwater breathing, highly East godly files, classified heathen. A resurrected negus with ambitious speech. We're on the brink of destruction, open your wise eye wide, it's easy to see. Won't ward off enemies with peace. We can survive if we have belief and reach to lend a hand. And realize emotions aren't bland. We planted the seed in the land and raise up mother's nature with chance. Found happiness without excess materialistic objects and created bliss. For instance, it's made me a better man. Stilo taught me how to take a stand, and now I no longer pledge allegiance with my right hand. And for defiance I have been banned. Branded an outcast, rising with rebellion. If you want a better life, then follow me, a righteous John Knight's apprentice. Attention attends to what I speak, and people really get into it with intuitive intuition. If you wanna join, then hear what the underground televise. I don't tell lies, I just open people's eyes.
You can destroy planets, but you can never destroy what I am, friend.
Hey you, what are you?
Embedded, exiled, same and tip the guillotine and put to death your plaintively shaken. Burn me on the stake if you're taunted by my raging anguish. Directed hatred, I will not forever stand in this placement. Without sunlight, human will still shine. Rock disc and dig, break out the basement and raise a fist. Power to my people, public assembly. We're greater as equal. We'll make you ancient, I'm ready to fight. I feel the tingle down my spine. Am I too anxious? They're waiting for my rise, and in due time I will incline. Superb surprise, my words are sublime. Open your mind and view with a third eye. See behind the enterprise, and what lies inside is a corrupt life. I conquer on my expedition. Show my skills in an exhibition. Battling on a premonition, mire at my ambition. Invocation, chanting, incantation. Deliberate instinct, synchronized cycles. Harmonize the genius with bifocal. Show acts of valor. It's all to manner. I'm a power plant, charged battery. Alkaline, electrified, electrolyte. Water to keep me energized. With irons I reprise the sword with might to strike. Poachers of ivory. Is it irony that I'm a young spitfire will burst in flames of energy? These laws haven't raged me. A close encounter, extraterrestrial. Identify me. The end range radar subsequently. Decibel frequencies, may the consequences be presented, but we will still resent it. What makes me a public enemy to the embassy? It's not hard to see how they portray me. Of skin color, another menace to society.
Yo, you got the juice now, man.
I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace.
How many more children will be killed in another city? Great leaps in history. There's atom bombs dropping, radiation poisoning. Hiroshima, I'm elusively evading the air raiding within my radius. Get it through your cranium. You couldn't measure up to me caliber. I'm a king, author, wielding swords, Excalibur. For the brother STEEZ, rest in peace to the 9 ether being that help me see Now lyrically, I'm levitating pyramids, vibrate cymatics, drop chakra, desert flood, grand sand, mausoleum, crush them in a coffin. Jinchuriki Kazakage, call upon Shukaku, tail beast demon, stomp them. I'm speaking as a village chieftain, with verbal prowess, physical power, emphasis. The great king of pride rock, Rafiki passed me the mic staff, representing for my ancestors, show scars. The intimidating and ferocious Leo Kovu read the star maps, Kufu, Kefre, Mekre. They teach you slaves built that every day they degrade, take melanin achievements away. Can't erase the dominant gene, Purepacha flowing in my bloodstream. I'm searching for the Merkaba, met out my yacht queen to build with me. I don't need published anthologies, my gift is not a product, I'm a heartfelt melodist. Panthera anthropomorphic, Narasim Ha representative, Sora Bowman's give me Sagi on sight, precognitive.
I am protector of the innocent. I am the light in the darkness. I am truth. Allied to good, nightmare to you.
May 19th, we celebrate Malcolm X's birthday because he was a great, great Afro-American. Malcolm X is you, all of you.
Am I just too hard-headed to process the words that you speak? Or is it just that I don't care for what you think? Yes, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so keep it to yourself, genius. Scientifically speaking, I've been thinking on the fact that my destiny has me unraveling the government's plan to eradicate. Isn't it shocking that they're willing to put lives at stake for a quick pay? It's not up for debate. It may just be coincidentally that's the actions behind the speech. It makes you rethink the Constitution, evidently render me speechless. Viewing into the deep end, I'm just a wise guy preaching. I have a passion for poetry, reading J.R.R. Tolkien stories and changing people for the right, making them a better person. That was always a dream of mine, and now my lyrics have found an insight. Wasn't always too bright, I had infinite supplies of books supplied. Picked up a pen and I started to write, then the words came to life. Page master, dictionary assistance, rhyming has become an addiction. Never will I falter, I am too persistent. Double entendre is consistent, resilient intent, I couldn't resist it in an instant. Is it getting intense? Subside, don't mind the subtext. An ever-expanding mind, filled with knowledge as an archive. Not 1 second goes by where neurons don't shoot left and right. IQ over 47 times the third time. Past my lifetime, I'll still shine. You couldn't even second guess it, and you know you'll remember it. I'm leaving a legacy behind, and STEEZ is coming with me in the back of my mind. The spire we will climb, I always aim high, achieving towards the light, sitting upon the throne in the next life. Jah, a young Jedi Knight, for I save lives and will forsake mine for humankind. I have a dream, so deem me worthy and anoint me. Progression every day, intense workouts for my brain. Learning the strategic way, survival of the tactics how life's played. So in case of emergency, press eject immediately from emulator problems. As you can blatantly see, nothing is restraining me from becoming what I was born to be, a king. Bringing back the golden age rapidly. So for all the mainstream MCs, I am verbally attacking thee. I'm on the prowl with my pride, waiting to pounce. So in the meantime, I'll just sit back and recline. Hey pro, hit rewind.
Can't I just be like every other rapper and just fucking rap? Why always gotta like overdo this shit, man?
You create as an echo. Your own bad energy will be your undoing.
Apes and sapien, both mammals, but we're not characterized as animals. But honestly, we become carnivorous cannibals. With a bloodlust, seems like being evil is a must. We're supposed to be evolved, but it's been such a long time in conditioning. The kindness and serenity, the minds have been vaporized. Words couldn't break the mental defenses, inherited personal aggressions, racism, ignorance of incompetent, oblivious idiots. Shields up, you want a meal while on the battlefield? Well, good luck. Stuck in the mud, trenches running full of blood. Got a mind from war depression, but puppeteer peers present the president to make an imperial impression, to keep from an impartial recession. May I flow within my mainstream, float dead MCs in the same stream. You couldn't stand to test my neurological beams. My flow scorches and creates steam. This pure water that's so cleaned. I'm benevolent, isn't it evident? View my good nature, gather your evidence. I speak truth off the wisest tooth of the prevalent bad teachings in the childhood schooling system. I made wise cracks, I'll school your system. Indictment for false and stolen knowledge. I'm a genius so mysterious, my mind makes scientists pause.
I mean, truthfully in my mind, I live in 2047.
How does he function? I'm a man from lands lost. They'd like to dissect internal anatomy and pick my brain for their own personal gain. Create out of a lab and applaud with no shame. I get my vitamins, no supplements, see? Retain energy from the greatest of MCs. Am I only smart by street knowledge? I'll drop a thought bomb, each person held together in the circle of life, that's our bondage. And it's never been reality unless marketed as canon. I played life's ruse like the fuse, blow the cannons. Now, I don't seize piracy, but I walk with ancestral deceased, the storm ships and coast sailors, the coast sailors. My word is bond, no oath broken. Till infinity, paranormal activity.
It's over 9,000! 9,000!
I balance my energy, the sensitivity of my borders close to break free. A renegade to the great eye watching me, for I carry such a power. Supernova nexus directed to me. I'll slay this, walking black's death, bubonic plague. I'm overheads, it's a pun, you get it. Batosai stature, new and new I matter, that I'd surpass all mass.
And this
What's he doing?
is to go even further beyond!
May I say something to you to give you a true knowledge of yourself and life, so that the same glory and success attained by other men who understand themselves may be yours? Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends.
They forge flails, mace, and axes. Do we question their Christian crusader actions? Do we God stand for repercussion and let mankind suffer to the fate of sin? Drown them with gin, I stir up the elements and mix thunder with wind. Wield swords from within, I protect my kin. 47 NEGUS versus the legions of demons. Drop the anchor of anger. The kryptonite of non-believers wouldn't keep us from being here. The human can break out the cloud-minded atmosphere and make worries disappear with this spear. Marley, I walk militant Marcus Garvey. I can smell it in the air, a smug feeling with a sense of despair. City sighted, a horrid stench of no compare. Will you stay cloaked, to fight for hope? Goddess of sea, let the flow soak and rinse away the forsaken joke. Loathe, crash with helm, hammer, hand sound in the deep of heartbeats. March in the streets or walk in defeat, for they stay hammered upon ours. Leave behind the mine and hide like cowards. This creature's predecessor, devoured predators. Exhort finance our finest into imports. For stores power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. So stop watching, you want a slice of that American pie, because life's never been a movie. And I don't want no groupie, so sue me for speaking truth. I've seen on doom caps, it's all bad. Fortune teller, horoscope, the horror. Palantir, aura ghost, a translucent host. They say eye for an eye, I don't think you deserve mine. Open the gates when I flow like water. Uphold waves on bays with my verbal katanas. Let my soul grab hold from the root to the root of all chakras. My mind is an instrument of war. I'm the sharp note that strikes the keyboard. Strategic and deadly with an arsenal of assorted swords. I have words to invest, let my rhymes infest. Vertebrae break your backbone, carry weight, I'm growing these pains. I'll still stand erect, evolutionary prospect with the prospect. Perspective, leave your enemies and human entity to global trek. Because when you're no longer earthbound, mortal life is not a threat. No more suffering with neglect or regret. The stress explode like Manhattan, man is just madness. A puppeteer testing your intellect until you misstep. Harpoon the purebreds with needle and thread till they bled. Now leading a one-track mind till they catch rest and dream ahead. Reap what you sow, but their imagination won't grow, won't mend till man meets amends. Remind them to reawaken, so much is at stake if they don't break through the government's hold on consciousness. I'm a shaman, Jaman, I will enlighten, draw them towards the light then till my end. Heed my chant and give me a chance to cleanse them, man. I'm shape-shifting tectonic plates in the equator. To not be acknowledged as a life savior, a favor that no one savors. Do they care for the poetry we cater?
Now look, what we have here before us. We've got the Saracens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We've got the Moon Runners right by the Van Cortlandt Rangers. Nobody is wasting nobody. That is a miracle. And miracles is the way things ought to be. You're standing right now with 9 delegates from 100 gangs. And there's over 100 more. That's 20,000 hardcore members. 40,000 counting affiliates. And 20,000 more not organized, but ready to fight. 60,000 soldiers. Now, there ain't but 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Map geographic, encrypted, ecliptic alignments. My third eye perfectly aligned it. To see the celestial spheres, view the galaxy's plexus gears. There is much more than appears. My open mind makes that clear. We are pioneers to our ancestry years. It is just a premiere. Compared to the past, we've barely broken out our atmosphere. You're suited in EMU. I'm astral projecting light years ahead of you. I have lucid dreams of walking beneath negative buoyancy. Who knows what lies beneath oceans, underwater, sheer cliffs. The unknown abyss, do you fear it? Seas that I peered in, entered an aquatic roof. If wisdom defined the age, then I'd found the fountain of youth. Show knowledge and I'm spouting the truth to be shared with your peers. This is most deaf, not a final frontier as it appears, but most would steer clear. I guess I'm just adventurous to find the lost relics like King, this author, an analogy, alchemy, astrology. Always learning as it proves a prodigy of STEEZ, awakened as it reads in prophecies. A born to be legendary MC. Let's wait and see if fruition will come to reality. Patience is the key. Sitting in my meditative seat, I use power from within. Harness all my energy of air. Emphasis on voiced opinions. Let them know, blowing strong winds. Once again, let the elements take hold and blend to find an inner state of zen. Now some would remark it as blasphemy. The words I speak profoundly proofread that I'm overheads. It's obvious you're in a different realm than me, for I believe in the bodily gem being pristine. Your energy is inadequate. I'm lyrically immaculate. I'll be honest, where I fall short is that I'm flawed in mathematical equations, i.e. calculus. But I make up for it in penmanship calluses. This abstract passion ever expanding that I carry as my quest companion. Examine this heaven's dragon, one of a kind, growing under crude circumstances. Hydro reactors flowing over some damned actions. incognito, while I sharply speak flows. A host of knowledge growing since an embryo, dropping it like a provocative intellectual threat of the system's antagonist. Instigating my words are mortifying, and when mortified, I've got you ghosting petrified. Toe tagging, bagging them for battling, amass a whole stack of them. And any MC that's challenging, I'm asking him, where's your charisma? To spare just like Jizza, stark overconfidence, halted the mind, can't process it, incompetent. My love for the art is what sets us apart, because your pockets may be thicker, but I know children who think much quicker. Your words on me are poison, just like the drink for your liver. I'm growing from the banks of Hopi, fertile soil where I plant my feet, till my line's much richer and this berry is sweet. King from the womb's valley, would you hear me speak? Would you follow my lead? Many promises I can't keep, but something's true to me. I wouldn't crumple under the feet like a fallen leaf. I die before I suffer defeat at the hands of the beast. Better stay afloat, don't stay in denial. Emotion's true, I'm all about survival. The world is a vile river. Mankind contaminates life, making it acidic with the litter. Henceforth, I'm a force to be reckoned with. Let me guess, you're second guessing it. I plotted your day of reckoning. I beckon, don't grovel on the floor. I'm just a warlord setting the chord. This future I see forward. Cut the auxiliary cord, kick it a cappella. I still strum swords, slaying geodes, rocks from stars. Picking solars on gravitational strings like plucking a guitar. Vibrational energy absorbed, Asar. Take refuge within the triple gem. Reborn Heru, I soar. Mind, body, and soul. Meditation to grab hold of the next stepping stone to reach my enlightenment goal. So stay gold.
One breath away and you will be so young and carefree. Again you will see that place in time so gold.
Spinning on the world's X and Y axis, I'm chopping down the stained planet in orbit with swords that split axes. The sheer weight on the plane, aggressive pen strokes rip the page. Lost chapters attached to my former name. What was a part of me isn't a particle in this being. Alkaline water and deep oxygen I breathe to make my soul clean. Opened up once clogged arteries, stem mucus membrane from foods I'd eat. Who's your foe? The corporations or you for falling victim to the show? It's both. Governmental drones know that I speak out of tone. See my eye through my phone. They think the solid in the concrete jungle built with stones. I bypass firewalls, release the wave, let my flow erode, pave the road for chakras to be shown. I'm submerged in energy. To hear me speak, you need a hydrophone. At the ocean floor where my aura glows, a reflection from stars. And noon when it's dark.
It's been just like a train. Just like a train.
I know what I believe I do is to represent an event for fallen comrades. Raise my fist for STEEZ, the brother that set me free from mental chains holding me. Awoke a third eye soldier, wielding a lightsaber and meditation created my gem holder. I must be spiritually and mentally stable to levitate boulders. The force is in me. Is peace a lie? Building up anger and grinding my molars. Balance between light and dark sides, a grey Jedi.
Peace is a lie. There is another passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength, power.
My conventional tracks are made up of boom, bap, and jazz. Switch styles on any instrumental genre. I'll prosper in Babylon. Punchlines of Rockefeller, shakedown of Rockefellers. I'm a wordsmith, mastering his fate using what you're taught, ja. Bringing around that karma. In each worldwide belief, everyone has a harmer. An eternal demonic marauder. Even the future holds a bionic watcher. They say that the rest at this rate will all end up dead. They never decelerate for an enlightened rest. But I digress for a sec to catch my breath. Check this new introspect woven in my intellect, where I'm one with the elements, where I show Geb respect. It's the fiend, the need to monopolize, following the footsteps of America's corrupt life, feeding off an industrial profitization inject. Didn't care for polluting air, breaking the ozone layer. Luckily the net to do instilled a mission in me, saw the potential in me, sent the message and said, now go finish what's been started. Set jobs, people free. Now pull up a chair, listen to this legend, for I say to beware. One day nature will be scarce, holographic trees and man-made air. No oceans for the seafarer, and I know it's not fair that the rich never really cared. I've watched devils play with stolen land like it was rightfully theirs. Are you ridiculous? You must be impaired. Watch out for the tricks and snares. A snake in its lair. Must I be compelled to be deemed unfit when one's not drenched in material wealth? You're out of your mind to think I wanna pale your spiritual self, but trying to make me belittle myself. All it takes is one, a single organism to tip the scale.
We anciently lived 42 divine principles. We made these 42 declarations of righteousness. Not have I done wrong, not have I despoiled, not have I robbed, not have I slain, not have I defrauded the offerings, not have I diminished oblations, not have I despoiled the things of interred, not have I spoken lies, not have I wasted food, not have I afflicted any, not have I wasted my seed, not have I made to weep, not have I eaten my heart, not have I transgressed, not have I acted deceitfully, not have I desolated the plowed land, not have I been an eavesdropper, not have I set my mouth in motion against any man, not have I raged except with a cause, not have I defiled the wife of a man, not have I defiled the husband of a woman.
When I speak the truth, they say that my hope is hopeless. They can't comprehend my concept of the soulless cobra verse, the many locusts. For when our numbers focus, we can break our world psychosis slowness. Notice this notion, may it be duly noted that my energy currents fluctuated intensities. New moon, tide, high rise, stay calm, cool, collect, compose my mind, overflow my lines properly. Check this God, he's really prospering, and I appreciate Jah giving props to me. I send blessings and peace, but honestly I hold on to modesty. Though I take pride in my abilities, this isn't for me. I created this masterpiece in honor of a transcending being, the Stilo King. You pass along the baton and I'll carry it on in making these songs. Building mental blocks of astral points, corresponding pyramids, that frequency, you feeling it? My own opponent is staring back at me, vanity, only myself keeping me from conquering I and I. Develop 47 alchemical properties, refracting the light on a coma conscious society. I still ponder how this came to be, explored explanations that haven't satisfied me. Delved in, now I'm knee deep. I read and see much, so I'm sure the government will silence me before I speak and my message reaches masses publicly. Tapping in wirelessly, they said I have the freedom of speech as long as I don't threaten their false reality. I reject it wholeheartedly, there's my voice to reassure thee. My topics stir controversy, if you question then my plan's working. I've got your gears turning, you tuned in? Now firstly, we need an alliance to stand free against the deception. Shikamaru analyzed from the darkness to plot my target, analytically charting and marking a critical blow to morale. While the enemy's troops are marching, riot shields in hand, bombarding tear gases and charging. From the shadows, shinobi charge in. Hear our rally war cries and howls. NEGUS, lion pride roars that shake the crowd. Who's the top dog now? There's the future foretold of how I came to be. Reincarnation, many ancestor souls coursing through me. You'd like to change my perspective, but would it mean it's corrected because you say how it's directed? That's one too many lies in a lifetime. You can't change my mind, I'm too wise. For I and I, viewing my third eye. Many are misdirected, strayed from divine intentions. You divided our ascension, pitted us against each other, severed our spiritual connections. During the turmoil of disparity, you built correctional facilities, but you're civil, right? I don't think you've read the words enough time. Labeled us as savages when we have morality. Self-governed, each individual upheld and took responsibility. No laws that man made would mandate, and you can't control an aware state, so you forcibly dictate. That's not something you can justify. No matter how you testify, I will not stand by and wait for our demise, while they disguise and devise a plan from inside to mobilize and jeopardize for what many like I symbolize. Leadership and wisdom we teach. Only knowledge of self will set Jah's spirit free. I'd like to give thanks to the brother capital STEEZ. May you rise in power forever, 9 ether being. If it wasn't for you, I would have never entered the spiritual journey. One love, one light, almighty.